our October 2025 Donor Connect event. My name is Anna, and I am so thrilled to have you with us today. Whether you are one of our deeply valued longtime donors, a passionate advocate who champions our cause, or a new member of our community, thank you. We've invited you here for one simple but powerful reason. You are the engine behind our mission. This next half hour is dedicated to you, to connecting you with the direct impact of your partnership. In a world that moves so quickly, it's easy to write a check, share a post, or volunteer an hour and wonder, what really happened next? Did it make a difference? The answer is a resounding yes. Every dollar, every share, and every moment you give creates a ripple of positive change. Today, we want to close that loop. We're here to show you not just what we do, but why it works and who it impacts, thanks to your unwavering support. So, what can you expect over the next 30 minutes? We've built our program around 3 key questions that we believe you deserve to have answered. First, we'll show you exactly how our generous donors' funding has been put to work in the past quarter. Second, we'll look to the future. We'll share our strategic vision for the upcoming quarter and outline how your continued support will help us meet critical new goals. And finally, and most importantly, you will see and hear the real stories. Through powerful clips and key statistics, we'll highlight how your contributions are truly changing lives every single day. After the presentation, we'll be hosting a live Q&A, so please feel free to submit your questions in the chat at any time. To truly understand the heart of this organization, we need to start at the beginning with the vision of our founder, Chris Bentley, whose career spans roles as a veteran, entrepreneur, financial advisor, author, educator, speaker, and unwavering advocate for the widowed, was moved by the struggles faced by those who had lost a spouse. Driven by a deep sense of purpose and armed with expertise and empathy, Chris embarked on a mission to change the plight of widows. In 2018, his vision took flight with the creation of Wings for Widows. Through Chris's leadership, Wings for Widows meets people in crises after the loss of a spouse and guides them to financial stability. Please welcome Chris Bentley.
Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. I want you to know that because of your support, a recently widowed woman in rural Iowa who felt utterly alone and overwhelmed by a mountain of paperwork she didn't understand was able to connect with a financial coach face-to-face over video this week. She didn't have to travel. She didn't have to pay for advice. She just had to reach out. And because of you, Wings for Widows was there. You made that moment of relief possible. You allowed us to help her navigate the unimaginable during a time of immense stress and anguish. Thank you. I am so honored to be the executive director of Wings for Widows and to have the opportunity to speak with you tonight. Wings for Widows exists because that woman's story happens 3,000 times every single day in America. A widow every 30 seconds, a widower about every 2 minutes. That's 1.4 million people each year who lose their life partner. And in the midst of that profound grief, they are thrown into a financial crisis most are entirely unprepared for. Most couples don't talk about money. Typically, one person handles the finances. When a financially savvy person passes away, the survivor is often left stranded, unsure of passwords, account numbers, or even the amount of money they have. They're drowning in unfamiliar documents, forced to make substantial financial decisions they've never had to make before, all while their world has been turned upside down. In fact, nearly 70% of respondents say that making financial decisions alone for the first time is the most challenging aspect of widowhood. This vulnerability is compounded by the fact that they are facing this shock under the worst possible circumstances. We know from decades of research that losing a spouse is ranked as the single most stressful event a person can endure. It's a 100 out of 100. Divorce is number 2. 91% experience widow fog or widow brain, which is a debilitating condition that lasts for up to 2 years. It's a physiological response to traumatic loss. Cognitive impairment includes memory loss, lack of concentration, inability to focus, feeling mentally slow, confusion, lack of comprehension, sleeplessness, and even nausea. Just when they need to make hundreds of decisions, their ability to do so is most compromised. On top of unimaginable stress and cognitive impairment, they face an immediate financial shockwave. Half of all widows experience a 50% or more reduction in their household income, often overnight. And for more than half of them, they are not going through this alone. They are solo parents trying to navigate their own grief while being the stable, guiding force for a grieving child or children. Our research shows this group is in more distress than any other. It is an almost impossible situation. That is why your support allowed us to build a dedicated solo parent resource hub, a lifeline packed with articles, guidance, and connections to experts, all designed to support the entire family. This isn't just a difficult transition. This is a five-alarm blaze. And in a fire, you don't need a support group. You need a first responder. You need an experienced professional to extract you from the crisis. You need Wings for Widows. And this is why we do what we do and why we need your continued monetary support. We respond to these fires, to thousands of widowed men and women nationwide in crisis at no cost to the family. We would be unable to do this without you. We had over 22,000 visitors to our website last quarter with more than 51,000 views, a 3% increase over this time last year. Nearly one-third of all visitors viewed our Social Security Hub, our top visited website page. Widowed people gravitate to Social Security information because they need to understand survivor benefits that may provide crucial financial support based on their deceased spouse's work record. The decision of when to claim these benefits as early as age 60 or waiting until full retirement age significantly impacts their monthly income, making timing critical. Many widowed individuals must also figure out how survivor benefits coordinate with their own retirement benefits, since they may be eligible for both. For those who weren't the primary earner, these survivor benefits often become a vital source of income replacement during an already difficult time. 12 new coaches joined our financial advisor network last quarter, bringing our roster of coaches to 128. While 45 clients contacted a financial coach last quarter to begin financial coaching, 134 people completed our financial wellness survey, a prerequisite for working with their financial coach. The financial wellness survey is far more than a formality. It's the foundation of the Wings for Widows mission to measure, improve, and demonstrate financial healing. It helps. Clients gain clarity and confidence, coaches deliver customized practical guidance, and the organization validates its social impact through meaningful data. In short, the survey transforms what could be an emotional, unstructured experience into a measurable, hopeful pathway toward empowerment, confidence, and stability.
This past quarter showcased the essential role Wings for Widows plays in supporting newly widowed individuals during a critical time of transition. Our Social Security Hub remains the cornerstone of our impact, providing clarity when people need it most. At the same time, our expanding network of financial coaches ensures that personalized support is available to those ready to take the next step. We're not just providing information, we're building confidence and creating pathways to financial stability. Now let's examine what happens when widowed individuals engage with our coaching program and see the measurable transformation in their financial wellness and peace of mind.
Thank you, Anna. If you don't know where you are, it's challenging to determine where you want to go or need to go. So, One of the first things we do is ensure they have an understanding of their current financial situation. Before our financial coaching program, only 40% of clients understood their financial situation. Following our coaching program, 95% of participants gained clarity around their current financial situation. Before our financial coaching program, only 29% of clients were confident they had enough income to pay their bills each month. After our coaching program, 88% were confident they had enough income to pay their bills each month. This is because we spend time understanding income and expenses and adjusting their budget. Before our financial coaching program, only 5% of clients were confident they had enough money to live on. Following our coaching program, 70% of participants were confident that they had enough money to live on for the next 12 months. Knowing this provides immense relief, as this buys them time to think through more substantive decisions. We know from our own research that not having a financial safety net, emergency funds, creates much of the hardship newly widowed people experience in transition. So we help them understand the importance of establishing this cash reserve. Before our financial coaching program, only 35% of clients had any kind of emergency savings. After our coaching program, 95% had established a cash reserve. Finally, before our financial coaching program, only 15% of clients were confident they could remain in their current residence. After our coaching program, 50% were confident they could remain in their home. If our mission is to provide family stability, then keeping them in their home is job number one.
These results are truly remarkable. Chris, as we look ahead, I know our donors are curious about what's coming next. As we look to Q4, what should our donors expect as Wings for Widows closes out the year?
Over the past 2 years, we've made strategic investments in technology to meet the growing demand from widowed individuals seeking our support. Wings for Widows operates as much like a tech company as a nonprofit. We leverage generative AI across multiple aspects of our operations, allowing us to do significantly more with less. This enables us to run lean and streamlined while maximizing our impact. The numbers tell the story. 92.1% of every dollar donated goes directly to our programs. To put that in perspective, anything above 70% is considered acceptable in the nonprofit sector. 80% is outstanding. Our 92.1% reflects our commitment to maximizing every gift through smart technology integration. We call it technology with heart. Why? Because while technology connects us with clients and provides us with tools to equip them, the transformational coaching work, the part that truly changes lives, is done 100% by humans. Our coaches bring empathy, expertise, and genuine care to every conversation, creating the real impact you saw in those before and after results. Technology also enables us to serve widowed individuals who aren't ready for one-on-one coaching. Through our two other core programs, WidowWise University and our Resource Center, we provide comprehensive support for those who prefer to navigate their financial journey independently. Money shame is a real barrier that prevents many people from opening up about their financial situation, even to a compassionate coach. We understand this, and while we believe every widowed person needs and deserves professional guidance, we also recognize that not everyone is ready for that level of personal engagement. Our self-guided resources ensure that no one is left without support, meeting people exactly where they are in their journey. For the rest of this year, we're committed to fine-tuning our technology and optimizing every touch point to ensure we deliver the best possible client experience in 2026 and beyond.
Thank you, Chris. I'm excited to now share two heartwarming stories about hope and resilience after loss. First, you'll hear about Ella's story from her coach, Isai Ferguson, and then you'll hear about Mary's story from her coach, Kim Worrell. Let's begin now.
My name is Isai Ferguson. I'm a financial advisor in Estero, Florida, and I'm a volunteer coach with Wings for Widows. When Ella first reached out to Wings for Widows back in August, I could immediately tell this was going to be one of the most challenging cases I'd ever handled. She was only 33 years old, recently widowed, and completely alone in a small town west of Orlando. The situation she described was heartbreaking. No income, just $3,000 to her name, and she didn't even know how to drive or have a driver's license. She'd only been in the US for 3 years as an immigrant, and the fear in her voice about her future was palpable. Her husband, who died unexpectedly, left her in bad shape. What really struck me during our first conversation was when she mentioned not wanting to be alive anymore. That's when I knew we had to act fast and pull out all the stops. The more we talked, the worse it got. She wasn't on the mortgage for their home, had no access to her late husband's bank accounts, and then she discovered he'd canceled his life insurance. No job, no family nearby, no support system. She was weeks away from losing everything. I knew I couldn't do this alone, so I reached out to Chris to help me with the immigration issues. He connected me with Florida-based coaches, Otto Rivera and Roman Llanos, who had contacts with immigration attorneys. That's how we found Carla Lammers, who ended up being crucial to helping Ella feel secure about her status here. Meanwhile, working quickly, I secured VA pension benefits for her. $948 a month, though the payments wouldn't start until the end of the year. We also helped her get a one-time Social Security payment of $255. The big win was arranging for VA services to cover 3 months of her mortgage payments. I guided her through all the documentation needed to take over the mortgage loan herself. The car situation was tough. She couldn't keep it since it wasn't in her name and she couldn't afford the payments. But honestly, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. That saved her $700 a month in payments and insurance. And since she didn't have a license anyway, it made sense. The church she'd recently joined actually stepped up to help her learn to drive, which was amazing. One of the biggest sources of stress for Ella was her immigration status. Carla gave her such important reassurance. Because Ella had a valid Social Security number and legal residency, there was no immediate deportation risk. Her citizenship application would just follow the 5-year rule instead of the 3-year rule for married people. You could hear the relief in her voice when she learned that. I worked with her to get her fixed living expenses down to about $1,600 a month, but she needed a job to supplement her income. Ella speaks 5 languages, so we focused on work-from-home listings for translation services. Otto and I kept researching opportunities while encouraging her to visit career services and take any work she could get. By the end of September, Ella had completely turned things around. She'd secured consultations with 3 different lawyers, found a supportive church community, and was actively job hunting. When she sent me a thank you message saying I had set her at ease at the hardest time of her life, well, that feels so good to know you made a big difference in someone's life. Going from someone who didn't want to be alive anymore to someone with hope and a plan, that's what Wings for Widows is all about. Giving people an opportunity to turn things around at no cost to them. It's an amazing organization, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name is Kim Worrell, and I live in Bloomington, Minnesota. I'm a CFP professional, and I've been a volunteer coach with Wings for Widows for about a year now. I met Mary this summer when she reached out to Wings for Widows less than 2 weeks after her husband Dan's death, barely 4 months after his terminal diagnosis. In her 60s and in shock, she moved through her days in a fog of overwhelming grief. In our first meeting, Mary said something that broke my heart. I have moments of lucidity. Here was a woman navigating widowhood through brief windows of clarity amid the haze of loss. She later described feeling like she was treading water in a big ocean of confusion and worry. Mary faced 3 pressing challenges: housing decisions, account management, and spousal debt. The grief was profound, but she also felt foggy, unable to process information or make decisions with her usual clarity. She was a doer, someone accustomed to taking action, but now she found herself paralyzed by the enormity of it all. Over several sessions, I worked with Mary, recognizing that what she needed most was permission to slow down and not try to tackle everything at once. Together, we privatized her insurance proceeds, discussed realistic spending guidelines, and established an emergency fund. With each step of progress, I could see Mary shed a layer of stress. The turning point came when Mary invited her son to join one of our meetings. We encourage family members to get involved, become knowledgeable, and be part of the solution. Getting him dialed into her actual financial situation and having him hear my advice directly helped align everyone around the best plan to ensure Mary's long-term financial security. Mary's confidence grew from a 4 out of 10 to an 8. The fog began to lift, revealing a path forward that she could actually see. Mary later shared, "Kim helped me to focus on my immediate needs and plan for my financial future. The support you provided me was life-changing. I now have confidence and knowledge that I did not have before spending time with you. Your organization helped to take away fear and anxiety. I'm grateful beyond words." Those words made me feel so good about being able to help her. This is why I love volunteering with Wings for Widows. It's so rewarding to lift someone up and get them back on their feet. In helping her slow down, I was able to give her something invaluable: the space to find herself again amid the grief, and the knowledge that she wasn't alone in that vast ocean after all.
Thank you so much, Isai and Kim. Hearing you both speak underscores your commitment, your dedication, and the lives you touch is a powerful reminder of why Wings for Widows exists. You are the heartbeat of this organization, on the front lines every day, turning our mission into tangible support and guidance. We are incredibly grateful to you. And the stories you just heard, the hope and stability you see being rebuilt, are the direct result of a powerful partnership. It's a partnership between dedicated coaches like SI and Kim and devoted, compassionate supporters like each of you watching today. Your belief in this work is what makes their work possible. You provide the resources. They provide the expertise and the heart. Together, we create a community of healing and strength. Now we have a chance to deepen that impact. As we look ahead to the final quarter of 2025, the demand for our services continues to grow. That means our need to invest in technology and infrastructure continues. We want to ensure that no one has to navigate the overwhelming financial challenges of widowhood alone. To do that, we need to be ready. So today, I am asking for your support. Our goal for the fourth quarter is to raise $100,000, and we need your support to do it. Will you partner with us to make that difference? There are 3 ways to give before the end of the year. First, you can make an immediate impact by scanning the QR code on your screen. It will take you directly to our secure donation page, where you will find many options for giving, including, and this may surprise you, more options than simply swiping your credit card. Don't get me wrong, we appreciate every time you swipe your credit card, but that's not the most tax-efficient way to give. Plus, you have that nasty interest, which means it's costing you even more to be generous. Giving from your donor advised fund, or DAF, makes sense given the market growth this year. Your assets have grown, so you still have time to make a gift this year. Did you know there is $300 billion in about 1.2 million DAF accounts? Nonprofits like Wings for Widows benefit when you use your DAF accounts. Donating appreciated securities, like stocks held over a year, allows you to avoid paying capital gains tax on the appreciation while still deducting the full fair market value of the asset. This means you can give more to charity at a lower after-tax cost compared to selling the securities first and donating the cash. Essentially, you get a double tax benefit, no capital gains tax, plus a charitable deduction. Year end is the perfect time for this conversation, as it coincides with tax loss harvesting season. Advisors are already reviewing portfolios, making it a natural opportunity to identify highly appreciated securities that could be donated instead of sold, thereby maximizing tax efficiency across their entire financial strategy. A qualified charitable distribution, or QCD, enables individuals aged 70 and a half or older to donate up to $108,000 annually directly from their IRA to a charity, thereby satisfying required minimum distributions without increasing taxable income. This is particularly valuable because the donation bypasses your adjusted gross income entirely, which can help you avoid higher Medicare premiums, reduce taxes on Social Security benefits, and maintain eligibility for other income-based deductions. It's especially beneficial for donors who take the standard deduction and wouldn't otherwise receive a tax benefit from charitable giving. These are just some of the ways you'll find on our donations page. Just scan the QR code on your screen. 2 major giving days are coming up that make charitable giving even more impactful. Give to the Max Day on November 20th is Minnesota's largest giving event, where donations to participating nonprofits can be stretched further through matching funds and prize drawings on givemn.org. Following closely is Giving Tuesday on December 2nd, a global day of generosity that kicks off the charitable season and encourages people worldwide to support causes they care about. Wings for Widows is participating in both, so we encourage you to make a difference during one or both occasions. So how can you further deepen your impact with us? First, stay connected and informed. Review our 2024 Impact Report on our website and watch your inbox for our quarterly Donor Connect newsletters. Share Wings for Widows and your support of our mission with your friends. Invite them to join you at our next Donor Connect event. Second, join us for our Drive for a Difference X-Golf tournament on Friday, February 27th, 2026. We moved our annual fundraiser from September to February, so please get involved to support our first annual X-Golf tournament. If you can't join us in person, there are sponsorship opportunities and also a silent auction. More news after the first of the year, but you can save that date right now, Friday, Feb 27th. And finally, you can share your experience and skills. As a Minnesota 501c3 public nonprofit, we are always seeking volunteers and raving advocates to support our mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for that powerful call to action. Before we move to Q&A, I want to leave you with one final thought that truly captures the urgency and uniqueness of this mission. In America, there are over 1.5 million registered charities, all doing important work. But of those 1.5 million, only one is singularly focused on providing this vital service to the 1.4 million men and women navigating the worst event one can experience in this life. One charity, Wings for Widows. 70% of these individuals do not have a financial advisor, let alone the professional network needed to guide them through this extraordinarily stressful time. Only Wings for Widows can provide them with the absolute best professional advice, and as you heard, always at no cost to the families we serve. That is the impact you make possible. On behalf of our entire team, thank you for attending Donor Connect today. Your support and engagement mean everything to us. And now, Chris and Olivia will answer any questions that have been submitted. Thank you.